Track 1.12. Unit 3. Lesson 1. Activity 2. The 5th of January.
Hi, my name's Emma. Welcome to my blog. I live in Vancouver, Canada. It's a fantastic city with a beautiful landscape. We've got the sea, mountains, forests, and lots of wildlife. Have you ever seen a big brown bear? Canada is the perfect place for sport and adventure. This year, I'm going to write about all the cool adventures I have. I hope you enjoy my blog.
The 10th of January.
Today I went skiing with my family at Whistler Ski Resort near Vancouver. I love skiing. We go every year. My favourite ski run is called the Ice Monster. It's really fast and the views are amazing. Stay with me and follow all the cool things you can do in Canada. It's a really fun place with lots of exciting activities to try. I've never travelled in a hot air balloon or visited Toronto before. See you later.
The 12th of June.
I've never been kayaking before, so I tried it this month. It's similar to canoeing, but a kayak is much smaller than a canoe, and your paddle has got 2 blades. We went to a kayak school in Ottawa, the capital of Canada. We practiced for 3 hours with an instructor, and then we travelled down the Madawaska River in our kayaks. It was really exciting, and the scenery was amazing.
The 18th of August.
We went to a hot air balloon festival near Montreal, Quebec, with over 200 different hot air balloons. People had to fly the balloons at 6 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the evening, when the wind was strongest. We woke up early today and went for a hot air balloon ride. I could see the whole countryside. I thought hot air balloons were really quiet, but they aren't. The flame is really loud, and it's hot too.
The 1st of September.
It's my 15th birthday, and we're in Toronto, Ontario. I wanted to do something special, so we did the Edge Walk around the top of the CN Tower. It's the tallest building in the city. It's 553 metres high. We had to wear a special hat, jacket and gloves and practice with an instructor. Then we were tied to a bar and we walked around the outside of the building. We were 350 metres above the ground. I went with my best friend, Charlene. It was terrifying, but we loved it. It's the most exciting experience I've ever had.
Track 1.13. Unit 3. Lesson 4. Activity 1.
Hi Alice, welcome to Woodlands Camp. Have you ever been camping before?
No, I haven't. It's my first time.
Don't worry, we're going to have a lot of fun.
I've never carried a rucksack before. It's really heavy.
I know. Have you ever put up a tent?
No, I haven't.
That's okay. I can teach you. Have you ever slept in a sleeping bag?
Yes, I have. It was really cold.
Oh dear. Have you ever made a fire?
No, I haven't. Is it difficult?
No, it isn't. Let me show you, and then we can cook dinner.
Great, thanks.
Track 1.14. Unit 3. Lesson 5. Activities 1, 2 and 3.
I'm sitting here with Mike Charles, the famous Amazon explorer. Welcome, Mike.
Hi there.
Mike, let's talk about life in the Amazon. What's your favourite food there?
It's definitely fish. I often catch fish in the river and cook it over a fire. It's delicious.
What's the worst thing you've ever eaten?
Well, I've eaten a lot of strange things. The worst was an insect that lives in palm trees. You can cook them with orange, but they still taste horrible.
Ew! So, how do you travel when you're exploring the Amazon?
I usually travel by boat.
And what's the scariest thing you've seen there?
The scariest thing I've seen is an anaconda. It's the biggest snake in the world.
Wow! And what's the worst experience you've had in the Amazon?
I once slept by a lake that was full of mosquitoes. They bit me everywhere. It was horrible.
Ouch! So, how about at home? Where do you live?
I live in Sydney, the biggest city in Australia.
And what's your favourite food at home?
I love fish and chips, but I don't have to catch the fish first.
What's the worst thing you've eaten at home?
That's easy. My cooking. I'm a terrible cook.
Do you travel a lot in Australia?
Yes, I do. It's a very big country, so I usually travel by car.
And what's the scariest thing you've seen in Australia?
Well, there are lots of wild animals in Australia too. I've never seen an anaconda, but I've seen an enormous crocodile with big teeth. Now that was scary.
Finally, what's the worst experience you've had at home?
Well, my worst experience was when I found a spider the size of my hand in my favourite pair of shoes. It was... Track 1.15 Unit 3 Lesson 8 Activity 3 1.
Have you ever worked at an adventure camp, Marco?
No, I haven't. But I stayed at Treetops when I was at school. I loved it.
Great. Have you ever worked in an office?
Yes, I have. I've worked in the office at my university.
Okay. Have you ever worked with children?
No, I haven't. But I've organised university events.
Okay. Can you play football or basketball?
Yes, I can. I can play both. I was in the school football team.
Great. And can you swim?
Yes, I can. I'm a good swimmer. I usually swim 1 kilometre a day. 2.
Have you ever worked at a camp, Janice?
No, I haven't, but I really want to.
Have you ever coached a sport?
Yes, I have. I coached basketball and tennis to younger kids at school. I really like children.
Great. Have you ever worked in an office?
No, I haven't. I've never done any office work.
And can you swim?
Yes, I can.
Is there a problem?
Well, I had an accident once when I was kayaking. I don't really like swimming now.
3.
Alicia, have you ever worked at a camp?
Yes, I have. I've worked at 2 camps. I like children and I'm studying to be a teacher. I coach basketball at a local school too.
Great. And have you ever worked in an office?
Yes, I have. I worked in the office at both of the camps that I worked at.
Okay. Can you play football?
No, I can't play football.
Can you swim?
Yes, I can. I've been in a wheelchair all my life, but I'm a good swimmer. I've won lots of medals.
Track 1.16 Reading Time 2 Activity 1 Mystery on the Beach April lived on a small island off the coast of Africa. Her cousin Sandy was visiting her from Australia. One evening, they were following a rocky path down to the beach. The scenery and the views across the sea were beautiful. "Look at all the kayaks," said April. "Have you ever been kayaking?" "No, I haven't," replied Sandy. "I've been sailing, but I've never tried kayaking." "Let's go one day," suggested April. "It's a great way to explore the island." "Can you tell me more about the island?" asked Sandy. "Of course," said April. "We have some of the best beaches in the world, as you can see. And in town, there are beautiful houses, palaces, and gardens. We'll visit them while you're here." "Great," said Sandy. "And what about the history of the island?" "Well," replied April, "it used to be an important trading route. People used to come here from all over the world to sell things like sugar and spices. Many of them decided to stay on the island. Our food is a mixture of lots of different cultures, like Portuguese, Indian, and Chinese. It's delicious. My mum will cook us something amazing tonight." Suddenly, Sandy stopped. "Shh! Listen," he whispered. "I think I can hear something." They looked down to the sea and saw a small boat arriving with 3 men on board. They could hear the men shouting to each other. "Look! There's the beach! Over there!" shouted one of the men. "Shh! Be quiet! Do you want someone to hear us?" said another, trying to speak quietly. April and Sandy looked at each other with wide eyes. "What do you think they're doing?" asked Sandy. "Do you think they're traders?" "No, not in the 21st century," whispered April. "But I think they're doing something bad. Maybe they're smuggling gold or silver." The men jumped onto the beach and took 2 spades from the boat. They looked around to make sure that they were alone. Then they started digging. "Look! They're digging a hole!" exclaimed Sandy in surprise. "They're going to bury something." "No! I know what they're doing," said April angrily. "We have to do something about this. We can't get a phone signal here, but follow me. We need to get back to the road. It's through those trees and up the hill. We can get a signal there and call the police." 2 hours later, April and Sandy were back on the beach, talking to 2 police officers. "Well done, kids," said one of the officers. He pointed to the 3 men. "This is the Turtle Gang. We've finally caught them." Sandy turned towards April. "What's the Turtle Gang?" he asked. "Hawksbill turtles are a very important part of the wildlife on the island," explained April. "They return to the beaches every 2 or 3 years to dig nests and lay their eggs. The villagers look after them and protect the nests. But the turtle eggs are very valuable. People pay a lot of money for them." "Oh, so those men were stealing their eggs," exclaimed Sandy. "Oh, that's terrible." "Yes, it is," said the police officer. "But thanks to you 2, the turtle eggs are safe. These men will never steal another egg."